I wasn't expecting Caitlin Clark to be coming back this early, but ESPN put out an article earlier this week kind of summing up. They was predicting Caitlin Clark to be back by August the 12th. Now, this just came out of the pipeline of the Indiana Fever front office. Let's pull it up right now.
The Golden Goose is ready to spread her wings again, and the basketball world is holding its collective breath. After weeks of silence and endless rumors, Caitlin Clark's injury status has been upgraded to game-time decision, sending shockwaves through the WNBA. The Indiana Fever's franchise star, the league's unrivaled ratings engine, and the single most influential figure in women's basketball could be lacing up again any moment now.
Effing Clark is a game-time decision. She is a game-time decision. She is, as far as I'm aware, someone said she's listed as questionable on the app. Someone said on the app she's listed as questionable. But she is a game-time decision, apparently. Look, if we're gonna be honest, no,
Clark's return isn't just about an athlete stepping back on the hardwood, it's a lifeline for the league itself. Without her, the WNBA has trudged along, viewership slipping and momentum fading. With her, energy floods back into the game. Everyone tied to the league knows her presence impacts paychecks, publicity, and the sport's future.
May be back, and that will leave a run of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 games left to get ready for the playoff run. Right now, you're looking at the Atlanta Dream, or you're looking at the Phoenix Mercury, which should be very interesting considering all the plot.
For her groin injury on July 15th, Fever games drew an average of 1.81 million viewers. Without her, that number collapsed to 847,000, a brutal 53% plunge that slammed the league with a harsh dose of reality.
Intelligently. No one person means as much to their league, whatever league it is, as Caitlin Clark means to the WNBA. And no person has done more for their league than what Caitlin Clark has done for the WNBA. Patrick Mahomes does not mean that much to the NFL. Steph Curry does not mean that much to the NBA. LeBron James does not mean that much to the NBA. She is a monster. When we look back on this, Caitlin Clark will be for the WNBA what Magic Johnson and Larry Bird.
The league-wide picture was no better. National TV viewership across the WNBA dropped 55% during her absence. More than half the audience vanished simply because one player wasn't on the floor. That's not just star power. It's a dependency that makes executives lose sleep.
You can't tell me that the Caitlin Clark effect isn't real. You knew when news broke yesterday that Caitlin Clark was going to be out for a few weeks, that ticket prices were going to go down, but I never expected them to go down 71% for the rivalry game. I can't help but laugh because the first thing that I thought of when I saw this was a quote that we got last year from Angel Reese when she was talking about how people don't just watch the WNBA for Caitlin. They watch it because of her as well. Hate to say it, those numbers don't lie. They're watching because of Caitlin.
Ticket sales told the same story. With Clark in uniform, Fever tickets averaged $137. Without her, they sank to $80. When Indiana faced Chicago without Clark or Angel Reese, $86 seats tumbled to $25. Premium matchups that once sold for $210 dropped to $95, and bargain seats cratered from $86 to $25. Teams banking on Clark crowds were left scrambling, like the Washington Mystics, who shifted a game to a bigger Baltimore arena only to watch ticket prices freefall from $41 to $14 after her scratch.
Tickets dropped 71% on TickPick after Caitlin Clark injury. The get-in price for the Chicago Sky versus Caitlin Clark's Indiana Fever game was $86. After Caitlin Clark's injury announcement is now down to $25. And you Angel Reese fangirls will still believe and think that Angel Reese is the reason why people are watching the...
Sports economist Ryan Brewer estimates Clark's total economic impact this season could hit $1 billion. That figure isn't just hype, it factors in merchandise, tourism, broadcast deals, and more. Her direct value to the Fever alone is pegged at $340 million, instantly making them the league's crown jewel. And the ripple effect touches every market she visits.
On the verge of seeing Caitlin Clark become bigger than the sport herself. WNBA viewing attendance is up over 200% since she joined the league. The Indiana Fever actually are outselling the Pacers, averaging over 17,000 attendance per game. That's crazy. $1 billion is the estimated increase in WNBA valuation based on Caitlin Clark alone. $1 billion. Now, this is up about 25% from the total economic value. Crazy to see these kind of numbers. I think we're on the verge of seeing something like MJ Tiger, where the average consumer goes to the TV because of some.
On the road, Clark's games spike ticket prices by an average of 140%, with resales soaring to $312. Every one of StubHub's 10 best-selling WNBA games this season features the Fever. Merchandise is flying. Dick's Sporting Goods reports a 233% jump, and Fanatics more than 500%. Clark is now among the top 20 best-selling athletes in all sports, ranking 6th in basketball, ahead of many NBA stars. Her $28 million Nike deal dwarfs her $76,535 WNBA salary, highlighting the massive gap between her value and her paycheck.
Agent Aaron Kane said Caitlin will never be paid what she's worth by the WNBA because it is quite literally impossible for them to pay her what she's worth. An economist at Indiana University Columbus calculated that Caitlin Clark was responsible for $36 million in economic impact to the city of Indianapolis, and that she is responsible for 27% of the entire WNBA's economic activity for this past season, including attendance, merchandise sales, and television. One player in a big league responsible for 27% of.
Since Clark went down, the Fever have been in survival mode. Backup guards Ari McDonald and Sydney Colson both suffered season-ending injuries on August 7th, forcing the team to sign 12-year vet Odyssey Sims under a hardship deal. Still, Indiana managed a 6-4 record without Clark, including a 92-70 rout of Chicago with just 9 active players. Kelsey Mitchell has shined at point guard, posting 26 points, 8 assists, and only 1 turnover. Aaliyah Boston has dominated, shooting 78% over her last 4 games. But deep down, everyone knows they can hang on without Clark, but they can't truly contend.
Wondering about Odyssey, she is a guard, 5'8". She's a veteran, 33 years old. This is interesting. She's been an all-star. She's also was 2019 All-WNBA. 2014 All-Rookie Team. She's had some good seasons in here, folks. No, she doesn't have a great history with the three-point shot. But if Caitlin Clark is coming back...
Clark told Sue Bird on her podcast she feels the weight of the league on her shoulders. She knows her absence sinks ratings and ticket sales. Even her mom reminded her, "You've given so much to everyone else. You need to take care of yourself now." This isn't just about regaining form. It's about protecting her long-term health while knowing millions are lost when she's sidelined. And unlike a typical off-season comeback, she's re-entering late-season battles without the slow ramp-up of training camp.
And playing 4 games and then not, and not feeling the best, and then frustrated of how hard I worked in the off-season, and then all I do is rehab and continue to do this process. And just trying to trust that the best I can. And obviously there's really frustrating days, and there's days where it's a little bit easier, and you're very, very motivated, and you're close to the finish line of getting back and being back. And then it's not like I have a training camp to build up to playing my first game again. It's no, you're tossed into game 30. Go try to play well. It's hard.
When Clark returns, and all signs say soon, chaos is inevitable. Her last comeback game, June 14th versus the Liberty, peaked at 2.8 million viewers, the third most watched WNBA broadcast ever on ABC. Even missing 19 of 32 games this year, she's helped lift league viewership 21% over 2023. The Fever sit fifth in the standings at 18-14, firmly in playoff position but in need of every win they can get.
Clark just helped deliver a major statement win. On Saturday, June 14, Caitlin Clark returned to the court for the Indiana Fever after missing 5 games due to a quad injury. The Indiana Fever handed the New York Liberty their first loss of the season, and Caitlin Clark was at the center of it. She made a return with force, leading the charge on both ends of the floor, and she came back in dominant fashion, putting up 32 points, 9 assists, and 8 rebounds. Just shy of a 30-point triple-double in a 102-88 win over the New York Liberty. Now, even NBA's own LeBron James took notice, posting the CCF.
The numbers are undeniable. ESPN games featuring Clark average 1.3 million viewers, and 21 of the 24 WNBA games topping 1 million last season had her on the floor. The WNBA's upcoming $2.2 billion media rights deal with NBC Sports and ESPN, kicking in 2026, is built on her stardom. Teams are already shifting games to larger arenas when she's in town. A preseason exhibition in Iowa became the priciest ticket of her career, with resale topping $1,750.
Caitlin Clark continues to crush the viewership department and bring in those big ratings. This is from ESPN PR. This past Sunday, ABC aired another of its most watched WNBA games ever with the Indiana Fever's win over the Dallas Wings. It averaged 2.1 million viewers and peaked at 2.5 million viewers. WNBA on ESPN is up 7% from last season, man. What? The numbers are crazy. The numbers are crazy. She's a draw.
For Indiana, the clock is ticking. The WNBA's salary cap and competitive balance mean championship windows close fast. Clark's rookie contract years, paired with fellow number 1 pick Aaliyah Boston, are their best opportunity. Off-season veteran signings, Diana Bonner, Natasha Howard, Sophie Cunningham, were all part of a win-now plan. As Clark said before the season, "My expectation is for us to try to win a championship."
Caitlin Clark, since the beginning of July, a lot of people have predicted for her to be out around the end of August, but this is a great update, saying that she could possibly play tomorrow, going up against Paige Beckers. Now, we know they have been having this crazy narrative about Paige and Caitlin, Paige being better. Everything will be put to bed tomorrow, I pray.
Her return also exposes a hard truth. The WNBA's surge isn't evenly distributed. Right now, it's the Caitlin Clark show. If her absence can sink ratings and empty arenas, what happens when she's hurt again, or when she retires? The league has built something extraordinary, but it's fragile. Her next games will be played under the brightest spotlight she's ever faced.
2.1 million average viewers to watch the Indiana Fever, Caitlin Clark, take on the Dallas Wings. ABC airs another of its most watched WNBA games ever. WNBA games ever. Ever. Ever, ever, forever, ever, forever, ever. ABC's 4th most watched WNBA game ever, more than 120 regular season and post-season games. More than 120 regular season and post-season games. This is more than most WNBA finals games, including...
Clark's influence stretches beyond statistics. She's brought in new fans, reached audiences women's basketball had never tapped, and even outdrew NBA playoff games. Her All-Star vote tally skyrocketed from 96,000 2 years ago to 1.3 million this season. She breaks attendance records, sets TV milestones, and pushes the sport into mainstream conversation. Now, the WNBA gets its golden goose back, and the world is watching to see if she can take the game even higher.